Greetings, everyone. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Cocktails and Curveballs. I'll be your host. My name is Patrick. I want to start this show off like we always do, thanking the men and women in our armed forces for defending the freedoms that we enjoy every day, past and present, home and abroad. Can't do it without you guys. I also want to thank our first responders for doing a difficult job that most often people just don't care to do. So thank you for that. Gonna get around to what everybody's drinking in a minute. I want to let everybody know that I'm once again going to this tasty grapefruit Hefeweizen. It's a new beer I haven't tried. It's pretty tasty. I like it. Goes down smooth. Something that just kind of was thinking about the other day, and I just want to get you guys' opinion on it. So if you're in a rock band, right, and you get to choose whatever position you want to be in a rock band, what are you guys playing? Jim, let's start with you.
All right. Well, first off, I'm not drinking Hefeweizen. Please killing me.
Well, listen, I mean, it's tomato.
Hefeweizen.
Right. That's what you said.
I say Hefeweizen.
I know. I
Okay,
stayed all screwed up.
I've got.
If you're not German and you say Hefeweizen, then fuck off because it's Hefeweizen.
Yeah, and also some people struggle with cinnamon, so fucking get bent. Anyways, go ahead, Jim.
So, yeah, I'm on the
struggle with the English
lime
language.
and salt again. Nice and cold. It's kind of a refreshing, end of the weekend type of a drink.
Nice.
So listen, man, I'm going with lead guitar and singer. Fuck it. I'll lead the band.
Double dipping?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, there's only
Hey,
four
it
of us,
happens.
so somebody's got to be rhythm, somebody's got to be bass. So there's only four of us. So hey, I'm gonna take double responsibility.
The bass.
So yeah,
the sweet vocal sounds of the majestic lion.
Nice.
Wow.
Wow, how do you follow that?
The thing is that you asked me first, so why wouldn't I go?
I mean, that's gonna be a tough act. That's gonna be a tough act to follow, Ty. What do you got?
I've heard the motherfucker sing first and foremost, and we're gonna have to do another song than Big Green Tractor. We're gonna have to have more than one song in our repertoire. And since apparently we're going around the globe today drinking, I got an Estrella Jalisco. You want to jump on that one, Lee?
I can't even see it. Let me see it.
Estrella Jalisco.
Estrella Jalisco. It's from either Spain or Mexico. One of the two.
Importada de Mexico. So I think
Mexico.
It's Mexican.
Okay, Mexican. All right, sounds good. How is it though?
Boy, I probably do.
Do you
bass.
like it?
It's not bad. Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, it's a pretty typical Mexican beer. Tastes like a Corona or a.
Looks pretty empty.
Pretty empty. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh yeah, I got to listen to you guys.
Oh, there's that. Right on.
So what are you
going
playing?
bass?
I probably slap the bass.
Slapping the
That's
bass.
because I have a lot of rhythm. I think though, outside of just playing an instrument in our band, I think I'd probably do the choreography also.
Wow.
Get the
double dipping
out of here.
I might be triple dipping.
No, you should see these hips move. Boy.
I wish I had the video. Bye. Man.
Oh wow, what a great song to be dancing to. That's what I'm talking about.
There's probably 100 videos of me dancing around somewhere, and so I'd say probably bass guitar, lead choreographer. For
nice.
Me.
Holy shit!
Not at the same time. Not at the same time.
You said rock band.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll be a band.
Right.
I mean, he was big into the boy band era, evidently.
Grew up on it.
Come on. Yeah, exactly.
Grew up on it. So some of LFO. You guys ever heard of LFO? You want to hear real banging ass songs from the 90s? LFO.
No idea who the fuck that is.
No, you don't. Not yet. Not yet. You don't. Not until we're covering their songs.
All right. I'll go Google it.
What are you playing, Lee?
Oh shit, that's an easy one for me. And oh, by the way, I am in honor of the majestic motherfucking lion that's right there. I'm drinking the Coors Light because the mountains are blue. I had some My Box, those are gone, so that's okay. I'll go restock. And he's cracking too. He's going with some Stones. I got to be the drummer, man, and there's a lot of reasons why. I got to be the drummer, man. My cousin, my grandfather, drummers, played in bands. I mean, they did the thing. But Tommy Lee, and he's kind of an asshole, okay? But probably, in my opinion, yes, I am. I own that all day long. But I literally think top 3 ever drummers of all time. He's that good. And think about the tail that man pulled. Okay. Yeah, the lead singer pulls a lot of tail too. So Jim jumped on that one right out of the gate, because he's got the golden tones, I guess. But no, put me behind the kit, because that's the best place to be. You can see everything. And I really just pound on the drums and then go pound on some chicks later. That's pretty much what I'm going to do.
Oh my God.
I mean, this is kind of like a family show, but right on.
Well, okay, so my apologies. So
do we need to have a disclaimer for you?
Yeah.
A disclaimer. Yeah.
I mean,
well, listen, I got you, because drinking is so important to me. I'm going to go with the keyboard, because I feel like I can have dual cup holders on my keyboard, man. I ain't going to lie to you. So yeah, I'm going to go keyboard, man. Why not? Yeah.
You're serious?
I mean,
you're
listen,
go with that.
Nobody has said keyboard yet. You guys clearly need a keyboard. Yes. I'm going to have cocktails in my cup holders, clearly.
Drum kit, bro.
And everybody loves a live band.
Yeah.
Listen, man. Either you want a keyboard or you don't. I got you. That's all I'm saying.
Well, but if we add Pat and his silky smooth sounds on the keyboard, the only place we're touring is some hotels like Holiday Inns. Their lounge.
Okay, well, Mr. Pound the Drums,
I've
pound
seen some pretty badass keyboarders. I can't name any.
Probably what you're looking
I can't
for,
name any badass keyboarders, but I know they're out there. That's all I'm saying.
You may not, Tyler. You may not be wrong.
Hey,
that might be.
We can always cover some Hall and Oates and Billy Joel, man.
Oh man, I mean, I don't know why it's got why do you got to go to that extreme? You tell me I feel like Journey had a keyboarder. I mean, I feel like they did.
There were a lot of keyboarders, but not really where I thought you would go at all.
Well, listen, man, okay, but one of us is going to be drinking beverages during our concert, and one of us ain't. So
no, I am. I'll have cup holders.
No, your hands are busy, killer.
Oh, are you kidding me? Nowadays,
but I'll be good enough to be out with one hand in it and drinking with the other, man. I feel like that's a poster.
No,
don't you get to do like a auto keyboard thing too? You can just put on a beat and then just hit.
Dude, I could have a keg. I could have a pony keg back there. What?
Yeah.
And I'll be just sashaying around with my bass guitar. I don't even need to play the bass. I don't even need to play a bass guitar, for Christ's sake.
You can't be in a rock band. You can't be in a rock band and sashay anywhere. Let's just be clear about that.
This is not a rock band. I got to be honest with you guys.
I feel like you can't be sashaying anywhere in a rock band. I mean, maybe I'm wrong.
I see you dressed up in the exact same outfit as I see Prince in Purple Rain playing the keyboard. So you want to talk about rock band?
We didn't do costumes. I just said keyboard. I didn't say none about it. Purple jumpsuit. Wait. Why do you automatically associate me wearing a purple jumpsuit just because I'm on a keyboard? I feel like
because I've heard you say that you want to wear a purple jumpsuit before.
That's not true. That was when we two did wrestling.
That was gold. It was gold.
It was gold.
It was gold. Yeah.
Yes.
And it's only because I can just throw it on over anything. It's just convenience. That's all. That's the only reason.
Well, Pat,
if you want to wear a goddamn glitter gold jumpsuit or a fucking romper or something.
Whoa, wait a second now. You're mixing apples
and oranges. Now we're
into
outfits. Now we're into rock band outfits.
I mean, listen, we were just talking musical instrument. We were talking attire. And I surely hell wasn't talking about sashaying across the fucking stage. I can promise you that.
Well, but he is the choreographer.
You want to make some money? It's not going to be on our lyric.
Our choreographer is talking. So I think that means we're all going to be sashaying since he's the one doing the fucking dance moves.
Yeah,
so
fuck that. I'm sitting behind the kid just banging on drums, drinking beer.
Freaking jazz squares. I'd do it all, boy.
Holy shit.
Well, I think we'd sell
like he knows what he's doing.
We'd sell like gazillion fucking tickets, I'm pretty sure.
Jizz being
I don't think any lounge at the Holiday Inn will fit a gazillion people. I'm just throwing that out there.
Probably not.
Well, not one Holiday Inn, but if we do a couple in a weekend.
Yeah, maybe 3.
Okay.
Depends on how our Sunday goes. You know,
we can totally aspire to that, but I feel like we would just be really, really strong, really kicking ass, good songs. Tyler, the choreographer, can also be the guy that writes all the lyrics, because obviously he is a multi-talented dude. So we're just gonna let him do it all. A lot of talents.
I mean, whatever you do, don't piss down my head and tell me it's fucking raining. That's all I'm saying. So
purple rain for you, boy.
I was saying that might happen after you and your keyboard.
Probably.
Hey, that's okay. I never would have thought you'd have said that. I figured you'd have come up with something a little more masculine.
All good shit taken.
Hey, there's a lot of masculine keyboarders out there. I can't name any, but I know they're out there.
I was just gonna say, name one.
I got nothing. I got nothing.
I mean, you're not supposed to be able to. You're not supposed to be able to profile anymore. So let's just start there, okay?
We don't do that here at Cocktails and Curveballs. We do not profile at all whatsoever. We do not cuss. Any disclaimers need to be read. Please read those before you view.
We profile as 4 Caucasian alcoholic males, so I think that's a profile.
Right? Yeah, no shit, right?
I think
but we resemble that remark, so I mean, we have to take that one. It's true.
I got a what's worse for you guys.
Okay.
Oh shit.
You guys want to play that game?
Sure.
Yeah.
Shitting in a public restroom, no toilet paper, forgot your phone in the car, or plane rides back home from Vegas.
Which is worse? Some of the worst times of my entire life have been the plane rides back home from Las Vegas.
And
okay, well, I'm going.
Let me be perfectly clear about something. There's been times on a plane ride back from Vegas that needed the restroom with no toilet paper.
Oh my God, that you're double dipping motherfucker.
Yeah. So
okay, that's the ultimate. Okay, that's the ultimate problem.
Yeah. You know what's actually worse than that? Believe it or not, worse than the plane ride back. Maybe not worse than the plane ride back and no toilet paper, but worse than the plane ride back is the drive back.
Oh God, if you got
to drive back from Vegas, dude, somebody just pour kerosene on my head and light a fucking match. I mean, that is miserable. Fucking miserable right there.
And then play hot cross buns on your keyboard in the back seat.
I mean, but that'll make it worthwhile, though. You see where I'm going with that? Like, that'll make the drive worthwhile. So,
sure.
I'm thinking not. I got to go the opposite. Listen, man, I will go through pain to shit in the comfort of my own home. I will avoid. It would be the worst by far is the public restroom with no toilet paper. I have done. Hey man, I have done those plane rides back from Vegas, and they do suck. But you know what? I've done a ton of them, and I'll take that all day long. Public restrooms are not my thing, man. I will go through hell to get home to make that happen.
Especially when you see some of the animals walking out of the.
Well, and thank you.
I mean, you're just like,
like that guy.
I am that animal.
Dude, I walked into last time I was in Vegas, which was last year, last fall. I literally walked into a random restroom at the casino that we were staying at. There's a guy in there completely rigged up. He's got all of his drug stuff, needles and everything laid out on the counter. And then he sees me walk in, and I'm sorry, it's like 3 a.m, and we were still gambling and drinking, but he sees me, grabs it all, goes into a sit-down stall. I'm like, there's another one over there. I'll go pee over there. I mean, and I was just like, I mean, public restrooms can get pretty damn grody, man. And you don't know what the hell's been going on in there.
No. You lay down the toilet seat cover in this scenario.
And you trust that.
Last one also, so you can't even use that to wipe. You can't grab a couple extra behind your head where they sit. You lay that fucker down and then do the finger thing underneath the toilet thing, and nothing comes out. That's the scenario.
No ass hats behind you.
No ass hats. None. You grab the last one. Thank God. You're thinking you're winning. You think you're winning.
So let me ask you this. So what are you doing? Are you going commando from then on out?
110%. I cut a sleeve. That's right. I cut a sleeve or I use my sock.
Cut a shirt tail.
Yep.
Socks, underwear, don't matter.
Yeah.
All fair game from then on.
So for me, I know the worst case scenario is my ride back from Vegas. 110% is so much worse than finding out I don't have toilet paper in a public restroom. And even worse than that, sitting next to me, being the person that I have to sit next to. That's the worst case scenario of me riding back on a flight, the person that sits next to me. Because I fall asleep, mouth open, dragon breath on a plane ride home from Vegas.
Probably snoring. I'm guessing like sawing logs. Yeah.
Very congested. I will say that. All mouth breathing.
It's not because of the booze. I mean, it's not because
it's Vegas, baby.
It's Vegas, baby.
Sin City.
My favorite destination. That's where I want to go.
I don't know. I like Nashville. I had way more fun in Nashville than Vegas.
That's what I've heard. Nashville's the new destination.
Nashville is, I think anybody who's gone to both, there was a time where Vegas was the best, but now they just nickel and dime the shit. You pay for everything. There's no more $9.99 buffets. Everything in Vegas is, you pay, if you stay at a hotel, you have to pay to park your car there because there's no off-street parking. I mean, they just, there used to be, if you stayed at a hotel, their transit would take you to and from the airport. Now you pay for their transit. So it's just gotten to the point where everything that happens in Vegas, you pay for it.
That's also what you're into.
Well, there's that. There's absolutely that. But Nashville is just way more. It just genuinely fucking great time.
I just feel like there's no expectations. There's no expectations in Vegas, right? That's how I feel like if you just do whatever the fuck you want to do. Yeah. And nobody's going to question. Everybody's just going to be like, oh, I get it.
There's someone worse here. There's somebody worse here. No, it's not me. I'm not the worst person here.
There's so many identities in Vegas, too. Like what kind of a person? Let me ask you this. Just try to imagine, fathom in your mind, what kind of person does it take to go into a Walgreens in Vegas and buy their $5 vodka? Their fifth of vodka for $5, man. Dude, that is kind of person. That is just a whole.
That is someone that would definitely watch Cocktails and Curveballs, sir.
That is a
that
whole.
That might be our fifth member sometime.
And right next to the.
Let's not say too much about them because that's probably our audience, bro.
Yeah, it probably is.
And probably some of the people on this panel.
Like right next to the vodka are like the $6 sweatpants. I mean, just go in and buy the sweatpants and the vodka. Dude, that's a day's work right there, man. Go home,
knock it all out.
And the vodka. Done. One hand in the front of your sweats. Just drink the vodka and watch our episodes. I feel like that's a thing.
That's a good thing. So hey, go back.
That'd get us more views. Actually, that we could use those views,
right?
So I haven't been to Nashville yet. So going back to that real quick because I'm curious. I heard it's pretty damn spendy though, right? Down on Maine.
No more than Vegas.
Super spendy.
No, not. Really? I mean, I didn't. Okay, so I've been to Vegas thousands of times, and I didn't spend any more money in Nashville than I did Vegas.
No shit. Okay, that's good to know because I want to go there for sure. My son went there. And
you go to the prime rib room in Vegas, which is awesome to go eat. But that's
that's for food. The prime rib room in Vegas is about eating food.
Well, it is. It absolutely is. You get a big. I mean, the prime rib is. We're talking steak, okay? I don't know where your mind's at.
I bet you're talking steak. I bet you're talking tube steak, brother.
No. That's what there actually is a prime rib room.
I'm pretty sure I've gone 3 days without eating in Vegas.
Oh, guaranteed. Right.
Guaranteed.
But I'm saying that they used to have the $9.99 buffets that were just, just bottomless buckets of bacon. And now those same buffets are $60, $70. So everything in Vegas is expensive now. Everything.
Talking about a lot of meat there, fella.
Well, listen, you want to go to breakfast today? Do you want bacon or do you not? That's you gotta ask.
I ain't going to breakfast with you.
Well,
I ain't going to breakfast. I'm not going to breakfast at all because I'm drinking my breakfast at the pool in the cabana.
Yeah, you can do that. Too. Thank you. Yeah, it's all the nutrition you need. That's a fact.
Most people in Vegas eat one meal a day. Yeah. And it's usually late afternoon to around dinner time because they have been drinking all day. Like, holy fuck, I got to get some food in my system because I'm going to keep drinking.
Especially if you go
to it's usually In-N-Out Burger at 2 a.m.
Right. So if you go into the basement, I don't know if you guys have been there. You go into the basement of the MGM. There's a bar there. It's not really a bar. It's like you just walk up to a counter. It's called Fat Tuesdays, and they sell these 4-foot slushies, and you can get hurricanes, Mai Tais, margarita, pina colada, and they're 4 feet. And you walk around Vegas, and they got just a shit ton of booze in them. And you drink on it for
you get the neck clip, right? For them.
I don't know anything about a neck clip.
You get a lanyard.
Oh, I never got one, but that's
a lot of very suspicious activities in Las Vegas from this crew.
You get one of these fucking 4-foot slushy drinks. They're fucking amazing, by the way. They taste amazing. And you drink on it for like an hour, and the fucking thing goes down that far. And you're like, Jesus Christ, how am I going to? I mean, there's so much booze in one of those fucking things. And they're like, when I was there, they're $20. They're probably like 50 now. But I mean, I'm just saying, and you get to keep the cup, obviously. But yeah, you know, you're not on a night you go to Fat Tuesdays. Yeah, I mean, not the what are you going to do? Carry it on the overhead luggage on the plane, but
it's your carry on.
You know, you go to Fat Tuesdays, you're not fucking hitting a restaurant for dinner. That is your fucking dinner. So
that completely sounds like Applebee's to me. Like the Fat Tuesdays. I've never even heard of that, to be honest with you.
Tuesdays. It's in there.
Honestly, I don't want to walk around with a 4-foot fucking long drink of any kind.
Well,
that.
We didn't do it all the time, but every once in a while, yeah. I mean, they're fucking really good, and you want to talk about getting your buzz on. Like, shit doesn't even get started in Vegas till 1 o'clock in the morning, man. Like, you go to a nightclub at 11, dude. People haven't even started fucking getting there yet. So
they're about to show up. They're getting close to showing up. Yeah, I know. Oh hell, no. There's a reason.
There's a reason why there's no clocks in Vegas. True story. You'll never find a clock in Vegas.
The hardest thing to find is the fucking exit, man.
Well, okay,
casino.
There are no clocks. It's a true story. There are no clocks in Vegas because they do not want you to know. There's times we've been in a fucking bar dancing, drinking, taking shots, having a great time, thinking it's like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Walk outside and it's fucking 8 o'clock, sun's high in the fucking sky. You're like, what? No idea, man. I mean, I'm telling you.
And it's ungodly hot there.
Yeah. Especially when the wind blows. It's like somebody holding.
No, I meant wind before.
Where are you going with that
one? When the wind's blowing, it's like somebody's got.
I know wind.
It's like somebody's holding a hairdryer in your face, man. It's when it's 100 over 100 there and the wind's blowing, it's fucking miserable. You can't even be outside. It's horrible.
I could totally do it. Hey, on a complete side note, like going to more of the sports side of this a little bit. I'm just curious, just around the horn. You don't have to elaborate on anything or get crazy into it. Any sport across the board. In your mind, historically, currently, however you want to do it, best coach ever in your mind only. Literally, because there's so many that are amazing. You know, there'll be people out there. Bill Belichick. Well, fuck Bill Belichick. I don't really like Bill Belichick, but what do you guys think? I'm just curious what you guys think. Where you would go with the number one of all time across any sport. Pick it. Who's got one?
I like Lou Piniella. I don't know best, but my favorite probably.
That's okay. No, that's fine too. I was just curious.
Anybody else? What he was about.
You know, man, I'm going to go to college sports because of the longevity. Guys coach for 20, 30, 40 fucking years at the same college and stuff. There's a reason why. I mean, I think about Dean Smith.
Oh man.
North Carolina, Mike Krzyzewski from
Bear
Duke.
Bryant.
Bear Bryant, Joe Paterno. You know, you talk about the bad, his legacy might never be one of the greatest coaches to ever step on a football field. And rightfully so, with what happened with the scandal at Penn State. But the man just won and won. So to me, I kind of point towards, look, Gino Auriemma.
Yeah, that guy. Yep.
You know, Pat Summitt before him.
Yep.
You know, rest in peace. But Pat Summitt, listen, to me, it just kind of points me to college sports, because when in professional sports, does anybody coach really longer? I mean, right now, the longest tenure in the NFL is Belichick, which it's a hell of a tenure. Then you've got what, Tomlin?
I think so. I think so in Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Harbaugh, I think is right up there.
He's getting up there too. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, we're not talking 40 years like Dean Smith.
Right.
No. I think you're 1,000% right when you dial it back to college, because I think they actually, those schools, and it comes down to recruiting, and they're good. They build the program, and then they can exist for 20, 30, 40 years because they're still going to get the recruits. You know what I mean?
John Wooden.
Yeah. And my number one was Coach K. Okay. So Mike Krzyzewski at Duke, and NCAA men's basketball. Yes, I am a Duke fan, but I'm a Duke fan because of him being there. And the guy, 5 national championships? You know, he won 3 Olympic golds, 2 world golds. I mean, he was in the Hall of Fame and still coaching. I mean, come on. I mean, that guy's amazing. But going back to kind of a earlier decade, I'm sorry, man, Don Shula, he actually, I don't know what it was about that guy, and he didn't win all the time. He did some great things in the early 70s, but he won. And the organization didn't walk away from him. You don't see that nowadays in the NFL. You have to win. So Belichick wins.
Here's what I would like to know. It's kind of a fascinating point. Is it more difficult coaching nowadays than it was 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago?
I think so.
Oh, yeah,
for sure.
I think so, right?
For sure.
1,000%.
The money involved and the pressure to win. I mean, all the way to network TV and marketing. Look, if you don't win, you don't get primetime games, right? Which is a higher viewership, which is network dollars.
How about what athletes are making now?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you can't have athletes a payroll like that and not win. Right. That's the quickest way out the goddamn door that there is.
I also think just coaching in general is different now. Like some of these guys, these guys make so much money. The players make so much money and have so much more control.
Well, how about the feelings? How about the feelings? I mean, there's so many things you aren't like. Can you imagine Mike Ditka grabbing one of these quarterbacks' face mask and yanking him around on the sidelines now? See ya, man. You can't do that.
Gone.
Well, now there's so much money. There's so much money in these players, these elite players. It's cheaper and easier for the organization to get rid of the coach. Get rid of the coach. And we'll get another one. And then hopefully all of our high-paid players that have guaranteed contracts and are locked up, they're going to be here, will like this one better.
Well,
I feel bad, man. That's
so
who
actually controls that, Lee? That's a good point. So who actually controls that? Who actually controls who the next hire is?
GM, VP?
That's where it comes, but it's the players. It's the players, man. I think it's the players
that are going to play,
because
who that is, whatever. It's the players that's going to play for them. So that's the other part of a GM or VP's job, is to know your players and know, okay, didn't work out with this guy because of maybe this reason or that reason. So we better get somebody in here that the players will play for. not that can coach these players, that the players will play for.
I don't know. I think that's got to be incredibly frustrating for a coach, for any coach nowadays, is that you have a player, albeit he might be top 10 in the league, but serious fucking attitude problem. And you have a coach that even everybody involved might agree that this player is a fucking problem and he needs to adjust his attitude. And he's wrong and the coach is right. And the coach should have the ability to sit him down and say, you know what, you're benched until further notice. That'll never happen. That'll never happen, man. It's always, even though you're right as a coach, and even though this player is wrong for behaving the way he does and making this clubhouse into a cancer, I'm sorry, but you're fired and he stays in the starting lineup. It's got to be just infuriating. It's got to be one of the turnoffs to be a fucking head coach nowadays.
Well, the thing is that as a head coach, you have to see that coming. Okay. You have to make sure that that's not a narrative, and you have to find that perfect medium to where you're still the coach, but at the same time, you are preempting any issues with this certain player or players. You see what I'm saying? Instead of being able to do things the way maybe you want to do things, you have to do things the way you need to do them.
Right.
I think some of the best coaches, like, okay, so Salah in New York with the Jets, literally his players love playing for him. And there are those coaches that can get past the multi-million-dollar contracts and the egos and stuff. And those are the ones that are the most successful in my mind. But it's not common, man, because everybody's a damn prima donna. Because you know what? I've got a Gatorade deal. I'm making $25 million a year. You know what? It's all about me. I think there are still those coaches out there that can get their players to play for them. It's just harder nowadays.
Really hard with the generation that we're dealing with now, and facts over, the feelings. You can't say this, you can't say that. Everything is such a sensitive subject. You had a player come out several times this year and has just refused to put a patch on his sleeve representing certain organizations, and he's been sat down. It's my only point with all that, and I'm not taking either side of the fence. What I'm saying is that everything anymore is centered around, well, what you just said is offensive. And we come from a generation of, well, if it's offensive, then deal with it, man. Be offended. That's how, it's your feelings aren't that important to change how the whole world does things. And it's not that way anymore. Now it's centered around, if what you do or say is offensive, you have to stop doing that.
It's all about the will.
It is. We are not offensive here on Cocktails and Curveballs.
Super offensive. So if anybody's offended, well done.
No, I said we aren't offensive.
Oh. Well,
when we were young,
we probably offend somebody with a couple F-bombs or, talking about,
guaranteed.
Endless amounts of in Vegas, right?
Because this happened to all of us. Well, maybe not all of us, but back in the day, you'd get in a fist fight with your best friend.
Yeah.
You'd beat the living shit out of each other. And then 3 days later, you're best friends again.
Or not even your best friend, Lee. You just get in a fight with a kid, you punch each other, the lights out, and then that's it. There's no bad blood. It's out of your system. Done.
Nowadays, everybody's got a reason to be upset, have hurt feelings, and I don't love it, but it's
I agree.
true.
So that's pretty much going to wrap it up for today. We're approaching our timeline, and does anybody have a curtain call that they want to get to?
I do. So we talked about rock bands and stuff. So my curtain call goes out to the people behind the scenes. We all know about the stars, but sporting events, music events, things like that. It's the people behind the scenes. Can you imagine producing some of these shows and the late nights and the no sleep and everything else that you get? I'm sure you're paid handsomely to do this job, but nobody knows who the hell you are, but yet these things go off 9 out of 10 times flawlessly. And it's the little people behind the scenes, man.
There's little people behind the scenes?
Yeah, real little that you can't even see, man, when the show's going on.
They're tiny. They're Smurfs.
They're stronger than shit.
Oh yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna tail on that one, Jimmy, and mine's gonna be so fast. So my curtain call is to and I'm sure they still exist with any rock band. All the groupies, cheers, appreciate you. Keep coming around. You're very much appreciated, and you're getting my curtain call.
Ty?
Yeah, mine go out to the people that still do the motorcycle wave.
Oh.
That ride by somebody else on another motorcycle and do the little low peace sign thing.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's hilarious to me.
I
don't know. The Jeep wave, man.
It's how bad do you want to be part of a community?
That's right.
It's ridiculous. It's unbelievable. I followed a guy on, how they make those little pit bike looking crotch rocket type deals?
Yeah.
And I followed him for had to have been 20 fucking miles. Dude, and every Harley, every cool looking ass bike, this guy was the first one. He'd see him coming from a fucking mile away, dude, and just rode out to fucking with his fingers down, peace sign. He wanted to be a part of it so fucking bad, and it's hilarious to me. And it's cool to be part of a community, but for fuck's sake, man, it's a little much. So shout out if that's your thing. Good on you.
I gotta be honest with you. I'm gonna give it up to Yamaha. They're keyboard makers, right? I just want to be clear about that. I mean, well done for Yamaha for staying in the business, and I think that was a great invention, man. Putting dual cup holders on the keyboard, because one keyboard player does not want to be sipping on a tasty beverage while they're jamming out and letting everybody else in the rock group actually steal the show when they're the ones actually creating.
Oh, you're the glue. You're the glue that keeps it.
Listen, I didn't say that. You said that, but I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, cheers to all of that.
God damn.
All right, gentlemen.
Cheers, guys.
Hey, where can they find us, everybody?
We're just one last time. Catch us on Instagram, Cocktails and Curveballs. You can catch us on YouTube. Follow, like, share, tell everybody about our show. Stick with us. We're launching big things, so we look to have you guys join us again. Everybody enjoy the rest of their day. Thanks for joining us.
Cheers.
Cheers.